here is the last card candy for this week for the guys. So with my punch, I punched out a white boat and a yellow and red sail. This is, gotta get that right. Nope, that way. All right, so I'm gonna put that up there. I took a piece of the Out of This World, I think is what it is. DSP, nope, Stargazing, DSP. I thought this kind of looked like water here. So I used it as water. And then I used the Around the Bend dies, this one, and I cut it wrong. It should have been this way. All right, I've got to recut it because I want my scallops going the other way. Give me a minute. There we go. I wanted my scallops going up because I thought that looked like waves. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add some color to this with my Balmy Blue and my blender pen. All right, so let me get going with this. And I want to go down quite a ways on here. So that I want this back piece to have kind of a swoop to it, because waves do that. But then I want to make sure that I've gone down far enough that we're not going to see the white. Let's see. All right, I need a little bit more on each end. All right, let's see. I think I need now in the middle. I got the ends dark enough, but now the middle's not. So just keep playing and adding ink until you're happy with it. Now make sure you go over and check and see what Vicki did. I don't know what she's using this week. We don't discuss what we're using. So it would be funny if we both used the same thing, but all right, there we go. And I think I'm just going to kind of tilt it a little, like so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to my piece of pattern paper. And then I can cut the ends. So let me see here. Okay, there we go. All right. Got it. And it's set whether I want it to be or not. All right, I'm going to cut this off even with this. And the same thing with this. I really would prefer to... There we go. All right, I think that's pretty good. All right. I'm going to put my boat on again using a piece of a strip of the dimensional. I can't get the backing off of this one. Doesn't want to come. Okay. Got that. Boy, that was difficult. I think I'm going to move it over slightly. All right, and these I'm going to put on with dimensionals. And I always check and make sure, so I make sure I put the dimensional on the right side. I have done it before where it wasn't the right way. That is not fun. All right. And just like before, I'm going to use the tips of the sails to hold the mast down. And here we go. All right, here's the first one, like so. And here's the second one, like so. All right, now, needs something. Not sure what, but it needs something. Maybe a sentiment. Okay, I'm gonna use this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run it this way. But before I do that, I'm gonna cut this in half. I have not cut this one, so let's see what it does when I cut it in half. I love cutting my ribbon in half because you never know how it's going to fray. Let's fray it somewhat. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. If you ever want to have some fun just seeing what you can do, use your ribbon and cut it and see how it frays or what it does. Sometimes they get little tiny feathers, and I can't find the beginning. There it is. They get little tiny feathery threads, and sometimes they just get, it just pulls out like this one did. Okay, I'm going to take off my backs. And this one's going to be a challenge because of the scallops at the top. All right. And I'm going to do this one with the silver in the middle. All right. So I'm going to put that over there. And I'm going to come straight down and do this one on the back. Then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it in the middle so that the threads are in the middle, the silver threads are in the middle. And to hold those in place, I'm going to go ahead and put my other piece of tear-in tape on. And I'm going to leave that on there until I make my card. And then I'm going to pull this over like so. And again, another piece of tear-in tape on the back to hold it in place. And then I'll just trim up these long ones so that there's not that much there. And then I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm going to cut this like so. That's not a very good tip. All right, again, I'm going to cut this one in half. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody sees it if it isn't. Again, I'm gonna pull out some of the threads and just set them up there. See if I can get another couple. One more, come on. There we go. If you can get your ends separated enough, you can usually see the pieces that you need to pull. All right, so there's that. And that, and it's done. All right, throw those away. I'm going to take these two, and I'm not worried about whether the pieces are together or not. I'm going to stick it under like so, and I'm going to tie my knot. All right, Now, when you do this, you're going to make sure both ends go through. All right, like so. And that's pretty tight. I'm not going to cut another or tie it again. I'm going to take my chances. If it starts to come apart, I'll use a glue dot to hold it together. And I trimmed my ends, and I like that. That's kind of a cool. I could have done the background or the waves with navy, but I think it adds just the right touch.